Hi everyone, this is Jess again, and I'm going to be talking to you about the 3D Simo Kit 2 again, and this video is going to be primarily about my first impression and experiences with 3D printing itself. This isn't going to be a techniques video because there are some videos already in the canvas for that, and I'm not an expert on 3D hand printing obviously, but I did get a structure out, so pretty proud of this, and I'm going to show you the steps to get to the point where you can start practicing your techniques. So after the pen is all built and you attach your 3D print head to the main body, you're going to be able to plug it in. So this cord comes with the kit itself, so you just plug it in and you're going to notice that the screen lights up right away. There's also going to be 2 numbers on the screen, or 3 numbers. So this number, where it says 28 or 38, sorry, that is the current temperature of the nozzle tip. And then the 0C is the goal temperature. So because it's on off, the cold temperature they say is 0, or like no heat added. As you start to change your setting though, that goal temperature is going to rise and then the nozzle will start rising. So in this example, I'm going to be using the PLA filament. So I'm just going to set it to PLA. There we go, PLA. And the goal temperature for PLA is 230 degrees Celsius. So you can already see it's starting to rise and it's heating up. So this is your fair warning. Don't touch the nozzle tip when it's plugged in, because it's very hot. It's like working with a hot glue gun. You want to avoid that at all costs. So just some background on the materials themselves. My pen came with 3 different rolls of filament, 5 meters each. Came with 2 rolls of PLA. This is a translucent green and a thermochrome red to white. So I'm really interested in this. I've never used a thermochrome, but I guess when it heats up it turns white, which is pretty cool. And then I also got a different type of plastic, ABS dark blue. PLA is probably the most common plastic we use at the makerspace, just because it's a little bit more environmentally friendly and therefore I think probably cheaper. It's a little less sturdy, but it's okay. And it comes in a lot of colors. The PLA is made from cornstarch, renewable raw material, which makes it a little bit more environmentally friendly, and it's biodegradable. ABS is a stronger material, all very common filaments, and they all have their own unique properties. So if you are interested in trying different filaments, like there's stretchy ones and bouncy ones, you can look them up. So let's start with the translucent green PLA. You're gonna see I had already used it, and when you pull it out and it's hot, it's gonna come with a little tail. And this isn't good to put back into the 3D printer, or the extruder I mean. So you're gonna wanna cut off this little tail. Let's make a makeshift tail. Let's cut off this tail. I cut at a 45-degree angle, and it just comes right off. And this clean tip will be good to put into your pen. So the pen is heated up all the way, which is great. I'm gonna get all of this test stuff out of the way. You can see like this creates kind of a mess here. And to put the material into the pen, there's a hole near the power source right here that connects to this tube and the other tube that you put into the 3D printer attachment, and you're just going to put the filament in there to start off. Wiggle it in until it stops. And okay, so now we can have the machine pick it up and pull it through the rest of the bit up in this area. To feed the filament through, you're going to use this long button. This is the extrude button, and you're just going to hold it down and kind of firmly push the material through, and you're going to feel it go through as well. You don't want to force it through. You just want to kind of like gently make sure it's going through. Be patient, and eventually when it comes out the extruder tip, you'll know it's ready. You'll also be able to smell the plastic heating up. All I can say to that is, try to be in a ventilated space, like maybe your window's open or you have a fan with your door open. You know, don't stay in like a closed room. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you can see it started extruding. That's great. I'm just gonna clean it off really quickly. You don't want too much to get on the nozzle. If it does, it's fine. It's not a big deal, but buildup over time is really annoying to clean. So you want to try to keep it as clean as possible. But it happens. So once your thing is in, like the filament's just gonna hang out of the back. You could cut it, but then you risk running out of filament. Once that happens, you can start drawing. Let's see if this is like... So you can see that's extruding. I've just had it really high above the actual base, but like you want to act like a typical 3D printer if you want that look. A typical 3D printer only hovers very close to the base material and goes at a very steady pace. But that's more of like techniques, so you can look at the techniques video. For this, I started with a circle and a shoot up in the center, and then I made like from this point down to the circle all around, and then I kind of just started circling it and doing repeats to make a base, this like base structure cone. Okay, so once you're done your 3D print, you know, trying to kind of, oh, also, even when you're not pushing the extrude button, some material might extrude out, and I think this is because the temperature is just a little bit high for PLA. I usually don't need to go absolutely this high for PLA on a normal printer, but everyone kind of has their own setting, and that's just making it leak a little bit out of the extruder nozzle. That's fine, you know, it just happens. Like 3D printers do that all the time, so just keep that in mind, that even if it's coming out and you're not pushing the button, that's normal. In order to take it out of the pen, which you want to do while the pen is still hot. If you do it when the pen is cold, it's not going to be morphable enough to get out of this system. So you just press this button and do the opposite. You kind of firmly pull it a little bit. Not forcing it, but just coaxing it out. Oh, and also once you hit that button once, it'll just keep going. Okay, it came out. And there you have it. Just press that to stop it. You can use something like the back of a sponge, like the scrubby part, to gently clean this nozzle, although you want to be very gentle. But it is a good idea to practice clean tactics with machinery like this. Like, this is very delicate and needs to be taken care of. So things like, you know, just checking out the inside. Clogs happen with 3D printers all the time. It's no doubt going to happen to somebody. So if it clogs, we can do, you know, just call me and we can figure that out together. There's special techniques you can use to unclog machines like this. Once it's done, you want to set it to off and let it cool down. And again, do not touch it. If you want to change your, like, device tip, if you want to check out the inside of the pen, if you want to do anything, let it cool down all the way first, because you'll get burned. And then yeah, you always want to store your filament back in its plastic baggie. These guys are sensitive to oxygen and will get brittle and kind of like stale in a sense, so you just want to keep your filaments bagged up and stored properly, and also store this guy properly in a box or something where dust can't get into the electronics and stuff. I think that's about it. I had a generally pretty good experience with this. It acted like exactly how I think a normal 3D pen would act, and if you have any questions, you know, you can just contact me. So thanks.